Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ray Canevari. So glad you're with us here for the Battle on the Island tournament, and it's been a great tournament so far. 2 games in the books. This is game number 3 involving Fleming Island and Lake Mineola. We'll be doing 20 games over 3 days, and sometimes when I think about that in itself, it's enough to make me spin my head a little bit. But anyway, here's the starting lineups for both teams. First for Lake Mineola, who their head coach is Ron Brown, Dylan Diaz, Peyton Green, Xavier Gordon Summers, Alvin Colbert, and Donovan Rogers. On the other side for Fleming Island, they'll go with their usual starters. George Ham, Darian Dominic, Joey Chinette, Ethan Williams, and Axel Holmquist. It's been an interesting start to the season for Fleming Island, as many people didn't expect them to be very good after they lost all of their starters from a year ago, and but they've really kind of turned some heads, as they've only lost 1 game so far. So it'll be Holmquist to jump center, and he'll go up against Summers. Xavier Gordon Summers. Fleming Island wearing white. Ball up in the air, and it'll be handled by Lake Mineola to start this one out. There's Diaz, dribble through the legs, hounded by Chinette. Out high, left angle, cross-court pass to the right side. Come back to the left-hand side of Green. Green right-handed dribble, hounded by Ham. Nearly stole it away. Diaz. Fleming Island in that zone defense, and a lot of pressure. Green penetrate, come to the right-hand side. Lake Mineola finding a hard time getting through that 2-3 zone. Out high, here's a long 3, right angle, no good. And it's rebounded underneath and finally taken by Fleming Island as they'll go the other way. Ham behind the back. Push it down low. Holmquist along the baseline, and it was swatted over the baseline, and it'll still be a Fleming Island basketball with 7:02 remaining in the quarter. Chinette will trigger it in for the Golden Eagles. Good pass to Ham, off the window, got it. Good inbound play, and Ham gets his first field goal, and Fleming Island gets their first lead of the game. Left-hand side, Summers. Stop at the left elbow. Thought there may have been a travel there on Rogers, but no whistle. Stop at the free throw line, shot is no good, and Williams sky high to grab the rebound with one arm. Ham into the front court, goes deep in the left wing corner to Chinette. He lost the handle, it's in the paint, it comes to Holmquist. Holmquist will throw it out high, Ham battling, and he lost the battle, and it's Colbert who will come up with it, and slapped over the baseline by Ham. Great hustle to get back after not being able to come away with the ball. And Lake Mineola will have the basketball with 6:20 to go in the third. Or in the first, I should say. Here's Summers. Left angle, no good. Lake Mineola gets the rebound, and there is Green to knock down the field goal. And we're knotted up at 2 with about 6:05 to go. Darian Dominic along the baseline of Williams. He lost the handle over the baseline. The officials say it will still be a Fleming Island basketball with 6:02 to go in the first. Happy you're with us on FSB. Ham along the baseline. Chinette with a triple from the left wing, no good. Good rebound underneath as Lake Mineola into the front court. Colbert, right of the lane, the shot no good. Williams, nice job grabbing the rebound, and there's a reach-in foul going to be called on Donovan Rogers. First foul of the game, first foul on Rogers, and obviously the first team foul. Of course, Fleming Island, coached by Travis Chandler, does such a great job here with the Golden Eagles basketball program. It also helps out with the girls program. Their head coach is Michael Hayward. Ham deep in the right wing corner, ball tipped away, and this should be a layup in the other direction for Colbert, and he won't be able to finish at the door. Fleming Island Jeanette, good bounce pass to Williams. Bounce it off the glass and got it. Ethan Williams with his first field goal. Quickly the other way. Summers lost the handle, got it back. Pass inside. Good slicing cut to the basket. And a field goal for Donovan Rogers. And we're all tied up at 4 with 5:09 to go. A 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. So, again, this is game 3 of 3 straight days of great basketball at the Nest. And we're happy you're with us here on FSB. Make sure you like Florida Sports Broadcasting on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to the Florida Sports Broadcasting YouTube channel. Next game coming up at around 4:30, Gainesville and Orlando Christian Prep. That should be a good game. Looking forward to watching that one as well. I'll have the call on that one as well. Ham into the front court. Right-hand side. Ham will hold the ball again. Deep in the right wing corner. Pass along the baseline, and it's stolen. Quickly the other way, it's Rogers. Shot no good. Loose ball picked up by Lake Mineola. Summers top of the key. Left-hand side, it's Colbert. Toss inside, shot no good. Holmquist able to reach up and grab the rebound. Outlet to Ham. Ham in the front court. Like a little man-to-man defense by Lake Mineola. Holmquist. Right-hand side, Ham. Bounce it back to Holmquist out on the right-hand side. Thought about driving baseline. Pulled up, and will go out high to Ham. And now we have a 5-second call on Fleming Island. The turnover will give it back to Lake Mineola. So Lake Mineola will come into the front court. Good drive from the left side of the basket with the right hand. The layup is good by Sean Green, who came into the game. And he's got his first field goal. And it's now 6-4 in favor of Lake Mineola. Williams, good penetrating drive, had it stripped on the way there. Loose ball picked up by Lake Mineola. Here's Green. And a blocking foul going to be called. I think they're going to get, Darian Dominic, they're going to whistle for the foul. No, not him. Darian over here on the left-hand side. They're actually going to get Isaiah Robinson, who checked into the game. Ham comes out. And Trace Burney in. Fleming Island quarterback during the football season. Green. Fleming stays in that 2-3 zone. Right sideline, cross-court pass. Drive along the baseline as Colbert lost the handle, and Burney came away with it. Trace, good pass on the front court to Holmquist. He'll go the other way. He's fouled, and Axel Holmquist will find himself at the free throw line shooting a pair with 3:05 remaining in the first. So Axel will step to the line to shoot two. Got the first one. They whistled Colbert for that foul, his first, the team's second. And Axel getting his first point of the game. So it's Burney, Williams, Holmquist, Darian Dominic. And it looks like Robinson on the other side over there. Second one, no good. It is Isaiah Robinson, the fifth for Fleming Island. In trouble, toss across. And not the game from back in the 70s. It's a toss across the court. It'll go out of play. And here comes Eli Fontenez into the game for Darian Dominic. Robinson, hounded by Colbert, but he'll get across the stripe. Bounce it to Williams, who was posting left of the lane. There's Williams working. Low pass for Holmquist. He's double teamed, made a nice move to get to the rim, but couldn't finish. Williams was there, and he put it back in the hole. And Ethan Williams has his second field goal of the night, or the day, as it may be. And it's 7-6, Fleming Island. That's Dakari Francis. Deep in the right wing corner. Shot by Francis will find its way into the twine. And it is an and one situation. Good move by Dakari as he slid along the baseline, and he'll find himself at the free throw line to shoot one to try to complete the three-point play. And Lake Mineola takes the lead once again with 2:12 to go in the first. There you see a good look at Dakari. Shot is no good, and Trace Burney will grab the rebound. Robinson in the front court, nice crossover. Spinning and turning, bounce it to Holmquist at the right baseline. He'll work his way along the baseline, and they say Holmquist was fouled as he was dribbling along the baseline. It'll be an inbound ball, and they're going to whistle. Looks like they're going to get Summers for the foul, saying he used his thigh to push him out, and Robinson will come out, and they put Joey Chinette back in, and Chinette will trigger it in. Go left-hand side. Fontenez had to go up a little high. He's caught in the corner and then drove along the baseline, and I think we have another foul here. That is going to be Sean Green. They're going to call for the foul, his first, and already the fourth team foul on Lake Mineola. And Fleming Island will trigger it in from the left baseline. Williams tried to force his way in, couldn't finish. Long toss in the front court to Francis, and it went over his fingertips. Turnover will give the basketball back to Fleming Island. 1:47 to go here in the first. Fontenez. Bounce it to Williams. He almost lost it. The baseline, he's in trouble. Got it off to Chinette somehow. He forced it up and couldn't get it to go. And we nearly had a tie-up, but Williams somehow came up with the basketball, put it up, and got his sixth point of the game, and Fleming Island reclaims the lead at 9-8. Big changes coming for Fleming Island. At the other end, it's Rogers getting his second field goal on a pump fake. Put it off the window, and it's the Lake Mineola lead at 10-9. Williams had it stripped away. Turnover will create a one-on-one situation, and a fine finish at the basket by Donovan Rogers. And Lake Mineola now with a three-point advantage as we play under a minute remaining in the first. Fontenez lost it, but it went right to Chinette. He'll force his way up, and he is going to be fouled, and will get two shots. That'll be the fifth team foul. And they are going to get Alvin Colbert for the foul. That's his second. And it's the fifth team foul on Lake Mineola. So Chinette will have two. Should it come into play, the possession arrow going Fleming Island's way, and Chinette knocks down the first one. First point of the game for Joey. Another one coming for him. Joey Chinette's second shot is good. Now Fleming Island find themselves down by a point with 30 seconds remaining in the first. Left-hand side, Green. Come back to Francis, right angle. Darian Dominic, who checked back in, jumps out high to guard him. Cross-court pass to Green. It's like John Dotson has come in for Fleming Island. He came in with Darian. Good move by Francis at the rim, and he's going to be fouled by Fontenez, and that'll be two shots coming up. Third team foul, and they're going to get Fontenez on the foul. Third team foul, first on Fontanez. And that'll be 2 shots coming up for Dakari Francis. First one is up and no good. We'll get one more coming. 9.4. Second one by Francis is good. 13-11, 8 seconds to go. Fleming's going to have to hurry. Dotson quickly to Darian Dominic. He'll put up a shot, didn't get it to go, and the first quarter of play has come to an end. Fleming Island finds themselves down by 2 as it is 13-11. Lake Mineola will take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second quarter of play. You are watching high school basketball on Florida Sports Broadcasting. Back at the nest, along with Brent Mooney on the camera tonight. Mike Sella, who called the first 2 games. I'm Ray Canevari. Happy you're with us on Florida Sports Broadcasting. We're ready to start the second. And here goes Fleming Island to work. At the start of the second, Bernie. Off to Chinette, come to Ham. Right-hand side, it's Bernie. Dotson, top of the key. One bounce dribble. Dotson, spinning, turning right of the lane. Bernie will be hounded by Dakari Francis. Pass to Dotson at the right elbow. Back to Ham. He'll launch a 3 right angle. Front of the rim, back of the rim, and Summers went high up on the ladder to grab that rebound. 13-11. Lake Mineola with a lead. Francis, nice crossover. Pass inside to Summers. Turn around, doesn't get there. And Williams, no, Darian Dominic with a rebound. So it's Dominic, Bernie, Ham, Dotson, and Chinette on the floor for Fleming Island. Rogers, Francis, Summers, as now Holmquist and Williams come back in. And Bernie and Dotson go out. Dylan Diaz also on the floor. For Lake Mineola. Here's Ham. Williams, strong move to the rim, didn't get it. Darian Dominic had it for a moment. Now we've got a struggle and are they going to call a tie-up or a foul? It's a tie-up. Possession arrow belongs to Lake Mineola. So it'll be Lake Mineola ball. Last year we did a football game at Lake Mineola, and I'll never forget it. It rained so hard. For about 2 or 3 hours, the game was delayed. Didn't think we were going to get it in. We finally did. Looking at some scoring so far, Ethan Williams leads all Fleming Island scores with 6, 2 for Chinette, 2 for Ham, 1 for Holmquist. On the other side, it is 6 for Donovan Rogers to lead all Lake Mineola players. Dribble, left-hand side. There's Green with a shot, and Holmquist will snare the air ball. Ham's pass broken up by Diaz, and he nearly made a great play, but threw it over the baseline, and it'll give the basketball back to Fleming Island, and they'll inbound, as you can see, along the baseline. Toss it in. There's Holmquist. From the top of the key, no good. And that rebound is hauled in by Lake Mineola. They'll go the other way, and Holmquist with the rebound. Another turnover gives the basketball back to Lake Mineola. Good drive from the left side of the basket with the right hand as Alvin Colbert will get his first basket. And 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. And remind you that we've got basketball all day here for you today on Florida Sports Broadcasting. Again, next will be Gainesville and Orlando Christian Prep. That should be a good one. So we hope you'll be with us all afternoon long. There you can see Coach Chandler with the boys. As Fleming Island will come into the front court. Holmquist handed off to Chinette. Loose ball along the baseline, and Williams able to pick it up and knock down the shot. And Williams now has 8. And it's 15-13, Lake Mineola. Out high, Lucari Francis. Drive along the sideline, and a right-handed scoop, no good, and Summers lost it over the baseline, and it'll be a Fleming Island basketball with about 5:19 remaining. This is the second quarter. It shows first on the scoreboard. So as Ham will come into the front court. Chinette. They had pick and roll going. Ball came loose, and Lake Mineola came up with it. Long three from the right wing is no good. Here's a triple left angle that's no good. Darian Dominic got up there and grabbed the rebound nicely. Holmquist. To Ham. Chinette tried to wiggle his way through 2 players, got there, and then dumped it off to Holmquist. Axel spinning move. Good pass down low to Williams, and what a little move. Actually, that was Darian Dominic for his first field goal. Turnover gives the basketball back to Fleming Island. Tough pass to Dominic, couldn't quite hold on, but luckily for the Golden Eagles, Chinette got it. Ham with a little Cinderella move under the basket to get 2 points. George Ham now with 4 points. Pass left-hand side to Green, couldn't hang on. Shot from the left wing, no good. Williams with a rebound, and here comes Fleming Island going to the offensive side of the floor once again. Williams along the baseline, strong move, got it. Ethan Williams in double figures, and Fleming Island increases their lead to 19-15, and ball lost over the baseline. And a change coming for Lake Mineola as Peyton Green will come back in. Dakari Francis out. Looks like Donovan Rogers will get a break. And Summers will find his way back out onto the court. And there goes Francis to the bench. Diaz, Green, Summers, 7th team foul. So Fleming Island moving forward will be in the bonus. And let's see, Green will come out. That was his second foul. Good job by Fleming Island defenders to draw that foul. Let's see, for Fleming Island, they have Marcus Reed on the floor, Joey Jeanette, Isaiah Robinson, George Ham, and Ethan Williams. Robinson, Reed, go left-hand side. A floating ball with a right hand by Ham, and George has a third field goal up to 6 points. 24-15 Fleming Island with 1:45 to go in the half. There's a three from the right-hand side. Williams high on the ladder to grab the rebound, and I think they're going to say going up over the back. It's a foul. It should be 1-1. I'm not sure what they called. But I didn't see him come over here to the scorer's table, so no foul there. Not sure what they called on that. Job by Brent Mooney, our cameraman today, giving you some good sights from this one. Reed, right-hand side to Robinson. Robinson, Jeanette, down low to the big fella Williams. Lifted it to the rim with the left hand, but couldn't find the twine. And it's stolen very nicely by Robinson. He'll lay it up with the right hand and got it. First field goal for Robinson. He has 3, and the Fleming Island lead now 11 at 26-15. Drive. Williams going to get called for the reach in there. 4th team foul on Fleming Island, so it'll be an inbound ball. And Ethan saying, what'd I do? That should be on the floor, because certainly wasn't driving in the basket. Should be at the baseline is where they inbound the ball. Ham and Williams getting ready to check out. Darian Dominic and Axel Holmquist getting ready to come in. That was the first on Williams. One more has to come out for Fleming Island. You say, you can't play with 6. Marcus Reed came out of the game. And this will be an inbound ball. Left baseline. Looks like the 4th team foul on Fleming Island. There's Takase Jr. who stayed in the game, and the official stops the game to tell Ethan Williams to sit back down on the bench. I think he's still upset from that last foul call. Keegan Zinn is in the game for Lake Mineola. Takase Jr. Pass down low, it's thrown away. Quick toss in the front court to Ham. He should be able to lay it up with a right hand, and he does. George Ham having a solid first half, 8 points for the youngster. And it's now 28-15 Fleming Island. Drive to the basket, and I think Darian Dominic got a piece of that in a block. Outlet to Ham. He'll drive left to the lane. Throw it up, got it! Double figures now for George Ham. Quickly the other way, long 3, no good. Darian Dominic with a rebound, 30-15 Fleming Island. They've really come alive in the second quarter. Jeanette along the left baseline, forced it off the window and got it. Joey Jeanette with his first field goal, he has 4, and the Fleming Island lead is 32-15. Stumble and a turnover, and 3-on-1 the other way, and an outstanding defensive play to break that up. Here is a 3 from the left angle that is going to find its way into the basket. Ryan Peterson will get the triple, and it was a much-needed triple for Lake Mineola as they get the basket, and the half will come to an end. So we have played 1 half of play at Fleming Island, and it is 32-18. Fleming Island has the lead. We'll keep it right here. We'll give you some sights and sounds, and we'll be back before the start of the second half. You're watching Florida Sports Broadcasting. So it's halftime here at the Nest. I'm Ray Canevari. Brent Mooney is our cameraman, and Mike Sella running the scoreboard. And we're glad you're with us here on Florida Sports Broadcasting. And we will have the second half of play coming your way. Again, you're watching high school basketball on Florida Sports Broadcasting. honestly, go ahead. I'm good. Brian will be here after the next game, so. We're ready for the second half of play. I'm Ray Canevari. Thank Mike Sella, great job today calling the first two games. Coming up next, we've got Gainesville going up against Orlando Christian Prep, and we'll have that game for you. Right now, we're ready to start the second half of play, and it'll be a Fleming Island basketball. Ham into the front court. Stop along the baseline. Here's a three by Chinette that's no good. Williams grabbed the rebound, lost the handle, and a foul going to be called. Looks like they're going to get Summers for the foul. As Chinette will trigger it in to Holmquist. Along the left baseline, Ham loose inside the paint, and a tie-up. This will be a Lake Mineola basketball as the possession arrow is going their way. Tell you what, these officials have done a good job of keeping control of this game. Dylan Diaz. Rogers, he has 6 in the game to lead all Lake Mineola scores. He bobbled it that time, did Rogers. It's loose, and a tie-up. This time it'll be Fleming Island basketball on the possession arrow. And their coach, Ron Brown, said, stop dribbling. Move the ball. You know, the Golden State Warriors, I forget the statistic. It's, you know, if they complete 300 passes in a game, they have a good chance of winning. Here's Ham. Good crossover to Holmquist. Nearly had it stripped away. Ham, good pass inside. Williams, I'm not sure he was quite ready for the high pass. It's loose on the floor, and Lake Mineola came away with it. Right-hand side, 3 ball on the way, splash. I think that was Diaz with his first field goal. And it's now 32-21. And there's a soft touch underneath by Chinette, I believe it was. 2 more for Fleming Island, and then Diaz the other way will get 2 for his team. And it's 34-23. Fleming Island with the lead. Here's Williams with a right hand up high, and it'll fall in for him. And 2 more points for Fleming Island, 2 more points for Ethan Williams. And it's 36-23. Gliding in the lane, shot no good. Darian Dominic with the rebound. Ham on the outlet. Into the front court. Bounce pass to Holmquist, and the turnover. Diaz will go against Williams, and it's blocked by Darian Dominic, but it came right to Summers. He'll force it to the rim and got it to go off the glass. Good play by Xavier Gordon Summers to be in the right place at the right time. Send it back skyward, and it's an 11-point Fleming Island lead. Holmquist. And we had a foul, and it's going to be an offensive foul. And did they get Ham for the foul? He's the one arguing the most. It is. It's the second by George Ham. He disagreed with the call, and Ethan Williams will come out, and Isaiah Robinson will check back in. Here's Dylan Diaz to bring it up the floor. Summers, left wing corner, go down low to Green, and I believe it was Green who got it to go. Nine-point Fleming Island lead with about 5 minutes remaining here. To update the clock. Got a timeout. I'm not sure what the problem is. There may be a wet spot on the floor there. I think that's what it is. 36-27, Fleming Island with a lead with 4:59 to go here in the third. Again, next game up is Gainesville-Orlando Christian. Trace Burney getting ready to check back in for the Golden Eagles. Holmquist maneuver his way in, lost the handle, and like Mineola came up with it, another tie-up. This time it's Fleming Island who will get the basketball on the possession arrow. And Fleming Island going to take a full timeout here. So we'll take a timeout here as the boys go to the sideline. It is Fleming Island holding a 36-27 advantage. As there you see Fleming Island. .452 to go here in the third. Of course, there's one of our many fine sponsors, Clay County Tourism. Make sure you explore Clay County if you're in the surrounding area watching this. Many cool things to do here. There's claycountygov.com for more information. Here we've got 4:52 remaining in the third quarter of play, and Fleming Island still has the lead, but like Mineola has picked things up here. Colbert, ball floated down along the baseline. Strong move by Summers, missed, got his own rebound, threw it back up again, couldn't get it, and then Holmquist came away with a rebound. Quickly the other way. And we had a foul along the baseline. And it will be the second team foul, first team foul, correction, second on Lake Mineola. Here's Holmquist with a nice move inside. Axel with his first field goal of the night. I keep saying night, but you know, you're in here so long, you don't realize day and night. Cross-court pass. Throw it to the left wing. Here's a long three, no good. It is lost over the baseline. And it will be a Fleming Island ball as they come back up the floor. Holmquist, drive along the baseline, little hop move. Couldn't get it to go, and Dylan Diaz came away with it. Here's Colbert, drive the lane and put it up and score as he handed that one off to Rogers, and Rogers has 8. 38-29 our score. Ham lost the handle on it, and the other way is Colbert. Lay it up with the right hand, and he got it. Second field goal for Colbert, and Travis Chandler making some changes here in a second. Here's Holmquist, go to Trace Burney, right wing three ball, got it. Trace with his first field goal, back to a 10-point Fleming Island lead with a little over 3 minutes remaining in the third. Diaz quickly into the front court, has Summers all by himself. Holmquist trying to defend, but couldn't do anything about it, and Summers was able to get 2 more points. He has 4 in the game, and it's 41-33. Ham with a crossover. Drive the lane, throw it up with a right hand. Good move by George Ham. George with 12 points now, and it's 43-33, Fleming Island. Diaz and Ham poked it away, and it will be a Lake Mineola basketball on the sideline with 2:25 to go in the third. Alvin Colbert will trigger it in for Lake Mineola. Summers, spin and turn, throw it to Diaz. Here's a long three from the right wing, got it. Peyton Diaz knocks down the triple, and a much needed triple for Lake Mineola. 43-36 Fleming Island. A little over 2 minutes remaining. Bernie inside amongst the trees, couldn't get it to go, and Summers hauled in the air ball. Quick toss front court, and a good play by Chinette to strip it out of the hands of Diaz, because had the ball gotten to Diaz and past Chinette, probably could have been 2 points for Lake Mineola. Summers, good crossover, drive the lane, and a reach-in foul. I think they're going to call, if not just an inbound ball. Don't see them calling the foul, so the official saying it was slapped out of bounds. Now they call the foul. They're going to get Ethan Williams for that foul. Second team foul on Fleming Island, second on Ethan. Summers high on the ladder. Here's a long three straight away, and again, Green knocks down his second triple. And the lead has dwindled here for Fleming Island, and they throw it away at the other end, and somehow Chinette got it, and Coach Travis Chandler smartly called a timeout with 1:34 remaining. Bear with me on the scoreboard. I'm kind of announcing and running the scoreboard all at the same time, but we get it all straight here, 43-39. Make sure you like Florida Sports Broadcasting on all the outstanding social platforms that we're on: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got that Jack Burnett kid running the Instagram, although we haven't seen much of him lately. Anyway, make sure you do that and subscribe to the Florida Sports Broadcasting YouTube channel. There you see Lake Mineola rolling back out onto the court with 1:34 to go here in the third. I'm Ray Canevari. Brent Mooney doing a fantastic job upstairs as Joey Chinette looks to trigger the ball in. Now it's a change. They go to the baseline. It's Williams who will come away with it. Chinette. Say that's Fontenez who checked in during the timeout. Good pass to a cutting Robinson, and it's bobbled out of bounds, and the turnover will give it back to Lake Mineola with 1:22 to go in the third. Just a 4-point Fleming Island lead. They had it in double digits just a short time ago. Lake Mineola has fought their way back into this one. Green come to the right wing. Diaz, the point guard, hounded by Ham. That's a good matchup. Ham and Diaz to the right side. Diaz, Ham almost picked his pocket. Dillon, and a travel going to be called on Sean Green. Turnover will give it back to Fleming Island with 51.8. Somebody in the stand said that wasn't a travel coach to the Lake Mineola coach, and he's like, yes, it was. And I think it was too. Ham, good dish underneath to Darian Dominic. It was blocked. He got it back. Throw it skyward. Can't finish. And Summers went up high to grab the rebound. Fleming Island has gone a long time without a basket. Cross-court pass to Green on the right side. Back out onto the left wing to a cutting Summers left of the lane. And we nearly had a tie-up. It's loose. Ball came loose and a tie-up, and this will be a Fleming Island basketball on the possession arrow with 24.5 seconds to go. I got to remember I'm running the I'm running the clock too. That's the hardest part. I can keep up with the score. Sometimes I forget to stop or start the clock. Here's Fleming Island as we wind down the third quarter. Happy you're with us on Florida Sports Broadcasting. Fontenez on the right-hand side. He's in trouble. Try to give it off to Ham. The officials say it last touched Lake Mineola with 11 seconds remaining in the third. Are they changing their course? No. Still a Fleming Island ball. Fontenez, Ham, Dominic, Williams, and Chenette on the floor for Fleming Island. Here's Ham. And a turnover will give the ball to Lake Mineola, and a layup at the buzzer, and that one will count, I do believe. Boy, the turnovers really, really hurt Fleming Island the back half of that quarter. And they did count the bucket, and we have completed 3 here at the Nest. It is Fleming Island holding a slim 43-41 lead. So we'll take a quick break here. And you are watching Florida High School basketball on Florida Sports Broadcasting. Ready to start the fourth quarter of play for the Nest on the campus of Fleming Island High School. It will be a Lake Mineola basketball as we get things underway in the final quarter. Coming up next, it's Gainesville and Orlando Christian. I'll have the call on that, and then we'll have the final 2 games of the night as BP will have all the action for you there. Dylan Diaz, his shot no good. Excellent follow inside, and a strong one at that for Sean Green. He gets the field goal, and we're tied at 43. Boy, Fleming Island has really struggled to score. And that one knocked out of play, and it will remain a Fleming Island basketball. And it looks like Trace Burney going to come back in. Burney. Good pass along the baseline, and Chenette stepped on the baseline, and the turnover will give the basketball back to Lake Mineola, and they have a chance to take the lead here after trailing for a good part of the second half. Really, Fleming Island has led most of the game. There's Diaz. Golden Eagles stay in that zone. Dump it on the right-hand side. Here's a 3 ball from the right wing, no good. High on the ladder, and finally it falls into the hands of Darian Dominic. Williams at the baseline. Forced his way in, it came loose. Axel Holmquist picked it up. Trace Burney triple, no good. Darian Dominic rebound, and it went over the baseline. And it will remain a Fleming Island basketball, I believe, with 6:54 to go in the game. Haven't had an overtime yet, but the 2 previous games were close. And now looks like we need a little maintenance on the hardwood. Joey Chenette doing all he can to help there. Gainesville and Orlando Christian, the next game in the Twilight Games, Rebowl and Golden Gate, and then Andrew Jackson and Martin County, the final games today. Inbound ball, Williams had it stripped. And a foul going to be called. And it will be Ethan Williams at the line to shoot 2 with 6:53 to go. 2 important free throws. Tied up at 43. Oof, the first one is no good. You gotta care what level you play. You have to make your free throws. So Ethan with 14 points, make that 15 as he knocks down his first free throw, and Fleming Island back in the lead at 44-43. Ball loose, Holmquist came up with it. Chinette will call the play. Left-hand side, Joey Chinette, hounded there by Green, and finally it'll go over the baseline, and it'll be a Fleming Island basketball still. 6:34 to go. Chinette shouting out directions to his mates. Out high to Holmquist. Come back to the right-hand side, Trace Burney. Bounce pass down low to Williams, and are they going to call a 3-second, or is it going to be a foul? I think they're calling a foul there. It is. They're getting Ryan Peterson for the foul. Or they actually got Donovan Rogers. That is the 4th team foul. Here's Ham. Holmquist. Burney come to Holmquist on the right-hand side. Trace Burney nearly lost the handle. The freshman throw it to Ham on the left-hand side. Drive, and Ham is going to be fouled as he drives the lane. And that should be an inbound ball from the baseline. There's Ham. I don't believe he was on his way to the basket, but let's see what they say. And it will be an inbound ball from the right baseline. There you see Trace Burney. Holmquist, stop, throw it skyward, and Axel gets the basket. Back to a 3-point Fleming Island lead, 46-43. At the other end, Lake Mineola trying to come up with some magic. Ball loose. Thought that was a kick. It was. It's a kick on Ham. And that will give Lake Mineola the basketball on the left sideline. A little over 5.5 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Burney defending there. Here's Colbert, and I think they're going to get a hand check, and that's going to be on Williams. That is the 3rd team foul on Fleming Island. It will be 2 shots coming up. And that is the 3rd team foul on Ethan Williams. So Colbert will get 2 free throws. First one no good. One more coming up. For Alvin Colbert, 4 points, make it 5, as he makes it a 2-point game. As Fleming Island will come up the floor. Ham, bounce it to Williams, he traveled. Just took that extra step. And that got him. And the turnover will give it back. Lake Mineola the other direction. Shot top of the key is no good. And that will be a Fleming Island basketball. with 5:16 to go. Ham. Ooh, he did. I was going to say he double dribbled. He stopped his dribble, and that's what got him. And it will be a Lake Mineola basketball. And do we have a timeout or what's going on? There's conversation with the Lake Mineola bench. Is it a technical? I think a warning was given. And we've got a timeout. And Lake Mineola calling a timeout here. So, timeout on the floor as both benches were warm. And timeout here. You're watching high school basketball on Florida Sports Broadcasting. Of course, one of our main sponsors here is Clay County Tourism. If you're in the outskirts of Clay County, or even if you live in Clay County, a great place to explore. There's many different things to see. You can find out more by going to claycountygov.com. And of course, our good folks here at Mr. Chubby's, always great with us and providing food for us as well. And they've got some holiday deals for you. You get a $10 gift card with every $50 gift card. And then they've got a deal on some shirts over there. Tanks and tees, and of course they're only 0.8 of a mile from the Fleming Island campus, so you can watch the games there. And get some great food and some beverages, whether they be of the non-adult or adult variety. Lake Mineola will have the basketball as we return to play in the fourth quarter, with Fleming Island holding a slim 46-44 lead. 3-ball from the left, angled by Diaz, is good. And there is the lead. Second triple for Diaz. And it's 47-46. Ham. He'll launch a three of his own and hit the front of the rim and bobbled, but hauled in by Sean Green. Quick toss front court. Rogers along the baseline. Cut off by Williams, and good strip by Williams right into the hands of Trace Burney. The freshman lost the handle, but it went right to Darian Dominic. Joey Chinette jumps up off the bench. Darian Dominic, who's been kept quiet tonight, lost the handle. Lake Mineola will get it back. Good strip by Alvin Colbert. 3-ball left-hand side off the mark. Mismatch there as Ham had Rogers on his back, and Rogers easily was able to put that one in. Double figures now for Rogers. And it's a 3-point lead for Lake Mineola. 49-46, Ham spin out of trouble. Go to Darian Dominic, cross-court pass to Axel Holmquist. Axel looking to go to Williams on the block. Got him, he's triple team there, and is it a reach in, a tie up? I think they're gonna call a foul. If it is, it's the 6th. So Fleming Island not in the bonus yet, and I wanna say it was Colbert they got the foul on. It was, that's his 3rd. And that is the 6th team foul. Burney comes out, and Joey Chinette will come back in. Loose ball on the floor. Fleming Island's turnovers here in the second half have really hurt them. And it'll go out of play, and I think it'll be a Fleming Island basketball with 3:30 to go, and we've got a timeout here on the floor. A full timeout called with 3.5 minutes remaining. Fleming Island trailing by 3 points. It's 49-46 on Florida Sports Broadcasting. 3.5 minutes remaining. Fleming Island have led most of this game, and you have to admire Lake Mineola because, I mean, honestly, they were down in this one and could have given up. But they've held their ground, and they have reclaimed the lead late here in the fourth quarter of play. So we're back underway. Jeanette looking to go to Williams, does so. Ethan to the rim, he's fouled. And Ethan will get 2 free throw shots, and that also puts Fleming Island in the bonus with 3:20 remaining in the game. And these are 2, if you're a Fleming Island fan, these are 2 critical free throws coming up for the senior. And that one is no good. So unofficially, I have Ethan as 1 for 3 at the line. And with Fleming trailing by 3, they need every point they can get. One more coming for the big fella, and it's good. 2-point game. And we're under 3.5. Ethan 2 for 4 now at the line. Green. Off to the right-hand side. Along the baseline, lift it with a right hand. What a strong move by Alvin Culver to get 2 more. He has 7 in the game, and it's now 51-47. Fleming Island was up by double digits in the second half. Turnovers have been costly for them. 51-47. Ham along the baseline, float a right-handed shot up, no good. Ethan Williams got the rebound, put it back up, scored, and won. Critical play at a critical time for Fleming Island with 2:33 to go. And Williams with a chance for 3-point play. I have him for 18 points. Darian Dominic has been really quiet for Fleming Island tonight. And the free throw miss. And a whistle. See what they call. Looks like it's going to be a Lake Mineola basketball. It was a foul on Fleming Island, their 4th. And they got, speaking of Darian Dominic, they got him for the foul with 2.5 left. See Robinson back in the game for Fleming Island, and Fleming will go with a full court press. Ooh, wow, that was a travel. Rogers, good pass, and it's too far, and finally goes out of bounds. Trying to get Sean Green along the baseline. It slipped through his hands, but last touched by Fleming Island. So it will be a Lake Mineola basketball. Here's a 3 from the right wing, and Dylan Diaz, correction, that is Peyton Green with his 3rd triple, and a timeout is going to be called by Fleming Island with 2:10 remaining. And now a 5-point lead for Lake Mineola with 2:10 remaining in the contest. And Peyton Green, he's come alive here. 3 triples for him. He has 13 in the game. I believe he leads all scorers for, and these numbers are unofficial, he leads all scorers for Lake Mineola. It is Donovan Rogers in double figures with 10. And then on the other side, I mentioned to you Ethan Williams with 18 points. Again, our next game coming up will be Orlando Christian Prep and Gainesville. Hope you'll kind of have to, you can't just stay on the stream here. You have to go to each individual game. I do it so we break it up and people can go back and watch the game individually. You can see all these games later. But yeah, I do it so you don't have to watch a 8-hour stream. Ham, Fleming Island, in much need of a basket. And for Lake Mineola, if they can hold down the fort here a little bit longer, they'll walk away with their first victory of this tournament. Dominic, right-hand side. Here's a three ball by Chinette. It's off the mark, and it's rebounded underneath by Peyton Green. Or correction, Alvin Colbert. Speaking of Colbert, he'll pass it. Through a pass left-hand side that Holmquist picked off. And it'll go out of play. It will remain Fleming Island basketball. There's Chinette. And I think we had a hand check there or some foul down low. It is the 9th team foul. So 1 and 1. The next foul would give Fleming Island the double bonus. But as of now, it's just 1 and 1. And the first one by Chinette is good. He'll get one more as Fleming Island now trails by 3 after Chinette hits the second one. 8 points for Joey Chinette as we wind down here in the third. And a timeout, I believe, was called by Lake Mineola with 1:27 to go. I think this is a 30, it is. And I think you can hear the official in the background shouting those commands. There's Coach Ron Brown with the Lake Mineola squad. I'd like to thank two of our big sponsors of this tournament, Mr. Chubby's Wings in Fleming Island. It's 8/10 of a mile. Back down toward Highway 17. And then, of course, Clay County Tourism. So Fleming Island comes back out onto the floor with 1:27 to go, as does Lake Mineola. And Ron Brown and one of the officials here on the side having a little conversation. Lake Mineola will trigger it in deep in the right wing corner. And Lake Mineola will go the other way. Time continues to tick. Diaz with a wraparound that didn't get there. Darian Dominic had the rebound, and it was slapped out of bounds. This will be a Fleming Island basketball with 1:19 to go. And Ethan Williams will check back in. He'll come in for Robinson. Isaiah Robinson goes to the sideline. Chinette. Stop on the left-hand side, launch a three. From there, and he got it. We're tied at 54. Pressure by Fleming Island. And I think Lake Mineola would certainly be happy just to settle for one shot here to close the game. We're down to 45 seconds. Clock on the screen just about a second off. It's unofficial. Here's a steal by Darian Dominic, and he'll lay it up with the left hand. .30 seconds remaining. Don't want to commit a foul here if you're the Golden Eagles. Dylan Diaz. So I'll tell everyone, take a deep breath. We got 20 seconds. We got this. The Island stays zone. Run around a screen. Does Diaz launch a shot? Top. No good. It's rebounded by Chinette, and he will be fouled with 9.7 seconds remaining. And they're going to whistle Sean Green for the foul. So 2 shots because Fleming Island now in the double bonus. And a couple free throws here by Jeanette would make this a 2-possession game. Well, this has been a good one. Actually, all 3 games so far have been very good. First one by Jeanette, splash. 57-54. Second one by Jeanette, perfect. 2-possession game. Here's a 3 by Diaz. Right-hand side, got it. What a shot by Dylan Diaz with 2 seconds remaining. 1.8, we'll call it 2. And a timeout called. Wow, what a game. (58-57) our score. We'll call it 2 seconds, but it's 1.8. Good shot, Diaz. Gets that one to go. And makes this an interesting game. That's his 3rd triple. And we've got a full timeout here. There again, you see Lake Mineola. As they come back out onto the floor. Two seconds remaining. The key for Fleming Island will be the inbound ball here. And so now I think a timeout by Fleming Island. Back and forth we go. Where this one goes, we sure don't know. But I think it'll be an interesting ending regardless. Again, make sure you like Florida Sports Broadcasting on all the social media platforms. Take a deep breath there for a second. Thought maybe we had gone off the air. Had some Wi-Fi problems earlier today. Not an easy place to get a Wi-Fi signal. Inbound to Williams, back to Jeanette, and they'll foul him as time expires. And Fleming Island will come away with a thrilling 58-57 victory over Lake Mineola. What a great game that one was. And as I mentioned, we have another one coming your way shortly, as it will be Orlando Christian Prep taking on Gainesville. That's going to do it for our broadcast here. Again, click on the next game, which will be the Gainesville-Orlando Prep game if you want to watch that one. And again, the final score here, 58-57. Quickly, unofficially, Donovan Rogers had 10 points for Lake Mineola. It was 11-13 for Peyton Green. And then on the other side, it was Ethan Williams who led all scorers, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 points. But give credit to George Ham, who had 12 himself, and Joey Jeanette came on big late in the game, 2, 4, 7, 10, 12 for Joey. That's going to do it from here. Final score, 58-57. Fleming Island wins it. You've been watching high school basketball on Florida Sports Broadcasting.